A sunny afternoon in suburban America, where the air smells like fresh asphalt and distant barbecue smoke. But tension crackles like thunder about to break. Karen. A middle-aged woman with a sharp bob haircut and an entitled glare that could curdle milk. Spots Emily, a glowing pregnant wife waddling toward her car with groceries in hand, and decides that's her cue to unleash hell. Why? Because Emily had the audacity to park in a spot Karen deemed hers, even though it wasn't marked reserved. Oh. The nerve. Emily sighed deeply, her hand resting on her 8-month belly, feeling the baby kick as if sensing the storm brewing. Ma'am. Please. I didn't mean to upset you, she pleaded softly, her voice trembling like leaves in a gusty wind. But Karen wasn't having it. She leaned in close, her breath hot and sour like overripe fruit, spitting words that echoed across the lot. You think you can just waltz in here with your little bump and steal spots? People like you are ruining this country. Jack, Emily's devoted husband, rushed over from unloading the trunk, his heart pounding like a drum in a rock concert. Hey! Back off. She's pregnant. For God's sake, he barked, positioning himself between them. The confrontation escalated in seconds. Karen's face flushed red as a tomato, her fingers jabbing the air like daggers. Shoppers paused, their carts squeaking to a halt, whispering among themselves. Was this really happening? In broad daylight? The smell of exhaust fumes mixed with the faint aroma of spilled coffee from Karen's discarded cup, heightening the chaos. Emily gasped, a sharp intake of breath that cut through the noise, her free hand clutching Jack's arm. Jack! Let's just go. Please, she whispered. But Karen doubled down, her voice rising to a shrill pitch that pierced like nails on a chalkboard. Oh. Now you're playing the victim card? Typical. I pay taxes here. And you? You what? Breed more problems? That's when Officer Ramirez pulled up, his patrol car sirens giving a short whoop-whoop that made everyone jump. He stepped out, badge gleaming under the sun, his stance calm but authoritative. Ma'am, I need you to step back and calm down, he said firmly, his radio crackling with static. But Karen? She whirled on him like a tornado, her eyes wild. Don't you tell me to calm down. I'm the victim here. This woman's harassing me. Lies tumbled out, twisted like pretzels, as she pointed accusingly at Emily, who was now tearing up, her breaths coming in shallow huffs. Jack's frustration boiled over. Officer! She's the one yelling at my wife. Look at her, she's scared half to death. The crowd grew. Phones out, recording every second. A twist hit, one bystander, an elderly man named Mr. Thompson, recognized Karen from a previous neighborhood spat. That's the same lady who called the cops on my grandkids for playing ball last week, he muttered loudly, his voice gravelly with age. Whispers spread like wildfire. Karen's reputation preceded her. Officer Ramirez tried to de-escalate, his hand raised placatingly. Let's all take a breath here. Ma'am. If you'll just, but Karen shoved him hard, her palms slamming into his chest with a thud that echoed. Gasps rippled through the onlookers. Get your hands off me. I know my rights, she screeched, her voice cracking with rage. The officer stumbled back, surprise flashing across his face. But he quickly regained composure, grabbing her wrist gently yet firmly. That's assault on an officer. Ma'am. You're under arrest. Emily's heart raced, a mix of fear and relief washing over her like a cool wave. She leaned against the car, feeling the metal warm from the sun, her baby stirring restlessly inside. Oh God. Jack. Is this over? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper, tears streaming down her cheeks. Jack hugged her close, the scent of her lavender shampoo grounding him amidst the turmoil. Almost. Babe. Just hold on. As Ramirez cuffed Karen, she thrashed like a fish on a line, her screams turning heads from across the street. This is outrageous. I'll sue you all. Do you know who I am? The irony hit hard. Here she was, the self-proclaimed guardian of order. Now the chaos incarnate. A small twist unfolded. Turns out Karen's husband, Tom, was a local businessman who'd been dodging complaints about his shady dealings. Whispers from the crowd revealed he'd been involved in a similar entitlement scandal at work, firing employees for minor slights. The arrest unfolded dramatically, with Ramirez reading her rights amid the flashing lights of backup arriving, sirens wailing in the distance. Building to a crescendo. Karen's face contorted in disbelief, her breaths coming in ragged gasps. You can't do this. I'm innocent. But the evidence was mounting, bystander videos, Emily's tearful statement, and even security footage from the store that captured the whole ordeal. In the precinct later, as Karen sat in a cold, sterile room smelling of stale coffee and regret, the reality sank in. Her lawyer arrived. But the charges stuck: assault on an officer, harassment, disorderly conduct. The twist deepened. Emily, it turned out, was a community organizer who'd helped victims of similar bullying. Why me? Karen muttered to herself, a sigh escaping her lips like a deflating balloon. But deep down, she knew this was karma, swift and unyielding. Weeks passed, the story going viral on social media. Hashtags like Karen Karma trending. Emily gave birth to a healthy baby girl, naming her Hope, symbolizing the light after the storm. Jack and Emily shared their story on a local YouTube channel, their voices steady with emotion. It was terrifying, Emily admitted, her eyes misty. But standing up showed us that justice prevails. Karen faced court, her once arrogant demeanor cracked. The judge, a no-nonsense woman, slammed the gavel with a resounding bang. Actions have consequences. Ms. Thompson, she declared. Fines, community service, and a restraining order followed. But the real sting? Her reputation shattered, friends distanced themselves. Tom's business suffered boycotts. She spent evenings alone, the silence deafening, punctuated by sighs of remorse she couldn't quite voice. In a final twist, Karen encountered Emily months later at a community event. Emily, pushing Hope's stroller, offered a small smile. I hope you've learned something, she said softly. Karen paused, the weight of her actions crashing down like a wave. I'm sorry, she whispered, tears welling. It was too late for full redemption, but it sparked a flicker of change. And that's the thing, folks, entitlement might roar loud, but empathy whispers stronger. In a world full of Karens, be the Emily, kind, resilient, and ready to stand tall. Justice isn't always swift, but when it hits hard. What would you do in that parking lot? Think about it. Let's dive deeper into the backstory to build that emotional roller coaster. Karen wasn't always this way, or was she? Flashback to her younger days, a privileged upbringing in a gated community, where complaints were her family's love language. Honey, if something's wrong, make it someone else's problem, her mother used to say. Sipping martinis by the pool. That mindset stuck like glue, turning minor inconveniences into battlegrounds. Fast forward to that fateful day. The supermarket lot buzzed with activity, cars honking faintly, kids laughing from a nearby playground, the distant hum of traffic like a constant heartbeat. Emily, radiant in her maternity dress fluttering in the breeze, had just finished shopping for baby essentials. Diapers, onesies, that soft blanket smelling of fresh cotton. Her steps were careful, each one a reminder of the life growing inside her. Karen pulled in, her SUV gleaming like a trophy. Blasting talk radio ranting about those people taking over. Spotting Emily's car in the prime spot near the entrance. Her blood boiled. Not today, she grumbled, slamming her door with a metallic thud that reverberated. The harassment began subtly, a honk. Then a glare through the window. Emily. Loading bags. Felt eyes boring into her. Excuse me? Karen called out, striding over with purposeful steps. Her heels clicking like ticking bombs. That's my spot. Move your car now. Emily turned, confusion etching her features. I'm sorry. I didn't see any name on it. I'll be quick. But Karen escalated, her voice amplifying like a megaphone. Quick. With that belly. You're blocking everyone. The word stung. Emily's hand instinctively protective over her bump. A kick from the baby, strong, insistent, made her wince. Please. Ma'am. I'm not feeling well. Jack heard the commotion from afar, dropping a bag of oranges that rolled away like fleeing witnesses. What's going on here? He demanded, his pulse quickening, sweat beading on his brow despite the cool air. The argument intensified. Karen's accusations flying wild, you're probably not even from around here. Illegals taking spots. Racism laced her words, drawing shocked murmurs from passersby. Emily's eyes widened, hurt, anger mixing like oil and water. How dare you? I'm American. Just like you. Officer Ramirez, on routine patrol, noticed the gathering crowd. His boots scraped the pavement as he approached, the leather creaking softly. Everything all right? He asked, his tone even, but eyes scanning for threats. Karen's pivot was swift. This officer will handle you, she sneered at Emily. But when Ramirez asked for calm, Karen's temper snapped. The shove, oh. That shove, was impulsive. Her hands connecting with his uniform in a forceful push that sent him reeling. The crowd gasped collectively. A wave of sound like ocean surf. Backup arrived. Lights flashing red and blue. Sirens piercing the afternoon haze. Karen was subdued, her struggles futile against the cuff's cold click. Emily, supported by Jack, gave her statement, her voice steadying with each word. She terrified me. But I won't let fear win. The trial was a spectacle. Media swarming like bees. Witnesses testified, Mr. Thompson's gravelly recount. A young mom's video evidence. Karen's defense crumbled, her sobs echoing in the courtroom, hollow and unconvincing. Post-trial, Karen's life unraveled. Lost job. Strained marriage, Tom filed for divorce, citing her toxicity. Alone in her echoing house. The tick-tock of the clock mocked her. A therapy session twist, she admitted, through tears. I was wrong. So wrong. But redemption? Partial. At best. Emily thrived. Her YouTube story inspiring thousands. Stand against bullies, she urged. Hope cooing in the background. The message? Karma doesn't forget, it educates. In the end, justice triumphed, reminding us, kindness is the ultimate power. Be better. Folks, life's too short for Karens.